Welcome back to my very wintry backyard snack yard. Everything is pretty much dormant now. We are in December and it is quite cold. We're going to have about 1 degree Celsius tonight, so very chilly, just above freezing. But I do have lots of jobs I haven't done yet. One of them is planting this very exciting little berry bush down here. It's one of my favorites. I have 3 other cultivars. These ones do really well with pollination partners. And so right over here, I've got another one, another Saskatoon. This one's called Prince William. He's a dwarf cultivar. And over here, we have a smaller one, which is called Sleet. He's meant to have some of the sweetest berries. They're very nice. And then we have a larger one here. This one is actually called Smoky. And it's grown as a, I'll just show you the tag here. It's grown commercially in Canada. Down here, tag, because they are just such great big berries, and it is a great cropper too. And I just saw this little guy here at the garden centre the other day, and he's a different cultivar. He's called Honeywood. I'll just read out the description here because it's really interesting. It says, an extremely versatile cultivar for edible landscapes, Honeywood provides an ornamental feature aside from its primary use as an edible plant. A blanket of stunning clusters of white flowers in early to mid-spring give way to an abundance of magnificent royal blueberries in early summer. The fruits have a sweet taste and can be used in a variety of different ways. So I thought I could add him to this little collection. It's so much fun. I really enjoy having several different varieties of the same berry, especially when they're my favorites, because there are always little differences. So I've got myself a little hole dug here, and I'm just going to fill it in with some compost and some fish blood and bone, all kinds of things, just to give it a really good start. But if you are looking for a berry bush to grow, I would definitely recommend Saskatoons. They're also known as June berries, a shad bush. They have lots of different names because they're so popular, I suppose. They flower really early. Mine tend to sort of start flowering in about April, and then they're supposed to fruit in June, but they do tend to do so in July here because they need a little bit more heat and it's not that warm here. But by July we usually have some berries. They're so good, and they need to be netted because my birds so love them. They have now discovered that all blueberries are good berries, so they really try to get them. And when I do cover them after the fruit are all set, then I do get scolded by the blackbirds usually, so they get very upset. But these berries are really interesting. They're full of nutrition, so they're even healthier than blueberries. They look a lot like blueberries. They don't really taste like blueberries though. They're actually in the rose family, and I find they have a little bit of a rose hip flavor to them. And they're very easy to grow, easier than blueberries, because blueberries have certain soil requirements. They need acidic soil, so I have to grow my blueberries in pots because my soil is too neutral, whereas these guys can grow anywhere, even in the clay soil that I have. So I'll just get planting. Look at all those roots. I think it was really ready to be planted. It's got really nice bunches of stems here too. It's going to branch out nicely, be a good little berry bush. It was really good value too. It's actually a lot cheaper than regular blueberries, and just so much fun. They're super hardy, and there's just everything to like about them. Apparently, even if they flower really early, which they do tend to do, then the flowers don't get damaged if we get a late frost, and you can still go on to get fruit. So this, actually, the ones I also had, I've had them for a few years now, they flowered and fruited in their first growing season. So hopefully we'll try these ones, this Honeywood one, this year as well. How fun. I'm so excited. So let's get it in there. And turn it the right way as well, so it's facing me a bit. Let's have a look. Here's my mix of homemade compost, fish blood and bone, and also worm castings from my little vermicompost. It's given a really good start. There it is. You can barely tell it hasn't been there the whole time because I covered all the ground with a thick blanket of autumn leaves. And if you look really closely, it's got some nice little buds there, which I think could be flower buds. So I think there's a very good chance of us getting some flowers this spring. The other ones aren't even looking as far along yet with their buds. It's going to be so much fun to try the different cultivars there are. Oh look, here's a good one up here. That's going to be a good one. But yeah, exciting times. I was like looking for signs of life. Speaking of which, look at my little pot full of cuttings. It's tucked away in the greenhouse, and I think I took them back in August. They're very small, but I wanted to get a bunch of them and then try to see if I could grow them in a pot, because some of them do really well in pots as well as in the ground. And if I have them in a pot, I can keep them in a nice sunny position, an extra sunny position on my patio. And they're so decorative too, so pretty. So we'll see how they do. I mean, they're looking like the buds are forming now. So that doesn't mean too much. I'm not even going to check if there are any roots in there. I'm going to wait until next year. And then hopefully they'll start rooting maybe in the spring or so. But it's looking good. Very fun. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this interesting. I so love Saskatoons. They're really some of my absolute favorites. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.